Welcome, I'm Mai, and today I'll be reviewing this limited edition Snow White doll. She was released by Disney in 2016 exclusively at the Shanghai Disney Resort in China in celebration of its grand opening. It's interesting that the box is designed like a book, unlike the typical white boxes from the Heirloom collection. It's a little bit bigger in size, and they chose the perfect royal blue color that contrasts with the background. This is one of the sides, and as you can see, it still resembles a book cover. It mentions the grand opening and the number 1200, which actually refers to the edition size. For additional context, when the doll was released, the only way to get her if you didn't live in China was through a reseller or a personal shopper. On the back of the box, we find a very nice drawing of Snow White in a new dress design. There's a text literally in Chinese, but then we come across an English description which explains the release of the doll. Another thing I like about the cover design is that you can spot several hidden Mickeys. And if you were wondering about its original price, well, it says right here she was 699 yuan. This is the top of the box, which features several straight lines simulating book pages, and these continue on the other side as well. There's a large magnet, and I'm going to show you how to open the box using this system, which was very new and different at the time. You simply pull it to the side like this, and that's it. Honestly, I prefer this design because unlike the newer D23 boxes, which are too large and don't allow you to see the doll, this one does, and you're not forced to debox her. But you know, if you want to, you'll need to remove the plastic first. Look at these little sparkles of magic surrounding the edges of the box. They are so pretty, and I don't know if you have already noticed, but in the background there are these modern buildings. Snow White seems to be having fun in this futuristic city, and since I'll be unboxing her in this video, I like to show you the inside of the box as well. It basically features a blue pattern with stars or fairy dust everywhere. And this is how my certificate of authenticity comes. Again, this is in Chinese, but you can see it's one of 1200 pieces, and my doll number is 1061. This is the bag, and like all other certificates, it comes in a plastic bag. And since I removed Snow White from the blue box, here's what she looks like. And this is a full plastic box, unlike the typical limited edition dolls that only have one layer. On the sides, you can see some tabs holding the two plastic pieces together. And this is how the back of the cardboard looks like. Once you're able to remove the first piece, it looks this way. I gotta say, even though this is essentially the same type of material used in regular limited edition boxes, this one feels different in terms of quality. I guess it looks more similar to the Diamond limited edition boxes. Let's appreciate the details before unboxing. And guess what, guys? Once she's out, we see that the background is actually a photo of the Disney park in Shanghai. Now the buildings make sense, and they are also using a golden color to contrast the background with the dress. That was a smart move. They also reused the previous blue glitter pattern, but this time in a different shade. And I gotta say, getting her out of the box wasn't an easy task. Just look at the number of threads on the back. This is insane because unlike other boxes, there were almost no wires holding her to the cardboard. But she's finally out, and her face is gorgeous. They used natural colors for the makeup. I guess they were going for a Korean makeup style. She has arched, very thin eyebrows, big dark brown eyes, and they use a yellow highlight. The blush on her cheeks is peach colored. This version has a closed mouth with very dark pink lips. She also has cat eye makeup with rooted eyelashes, although they are not as thick as those on the first Snow White, and the lower eyeliner is yellow. They are reusing the original Snow White limited edition head sculpt. I'm not sure if the skin tone is the same, but the classic red headband is much better executed on this version. She looks more movie accurate, and they are using satin fabric. The hairstyle is simple with two black rubber bands tied to the front. You can feel some gel, so it's not as soft as it looks, and one of the details that stands out the most is the giant heart-shaped collar. It was created with a pleated fabric that looks like tulle sewn to solid satin fabric with gold and white embroidered lace. The back is simple, and there are still some small plastic pins that I haven't removed yet. Another detail I love is the bodice, which I feel is very similar to the design of the original Snow White in the movie. They used yellow or gold fabric to outline the upper part, extending toward the center, and it continues at the bottom. There's also velvet navy blue fabric with several light blue acrylic gems glued on. When it comes to the sleeves, they are very puffy and have some droplets. Each drop has yellow embroidery embroidery along the outline with what I believe is red satin on the inside. There are 4 drops on each sleeve, as you can see here, and at the bottom there's this golden or yellow band. Now let's move on to the skirt, which is a separate piece. The waistband is made of satin and the bottom part is velvet again. I definitely love that back then outfits had better quality, so you can see here that this layer is lined as well. They rarely do that for a Parks doll. It's good to know this doll is more unique and has a peplum style that is split in the center but continues at the back. I actually like it very much. And this is what it looks like from the back. It goes all the way around. Below there's another layer of printed brocade in a golden shade. It's not very thick, in fact it reminds me of the 10th Rapunzel doll's dress. It basically feels like the same fabric but in a different color. And surprisingly, this layer is also lined with a golden fabric underneath. You see, they didn't cut corners back then even though she's a Parks doll. But back at the front, as I mentioned, this skirt has several layers and the last one is a lighter yellow satin. There's also another plastic holding it together. I won't remove it, but I'll try to show you the bottom. And notice how even this layer is lined. I'm really surprised. I don't know why they stopped doing this. You can also see they added a petticoat skirt to give it more volume, and they didn't include the typical tissue paper at all. They reused the classic shoes from Snow White, but this time they are in a gold shade, and despite being a Parks doll, it included a doll stand. And I mean, they should have done that as well with the diamond dolls like Aurora and Ariel. We need them to include the doll stand. If we talk about the clock, I see a big difference compared to the one that came with the first 17-inch limited edition Snow White. This one has a different shape and I'd say it looks more like traditional Snow White to me. It's made of a dark red velvet on the outside and a similar color on the inside. I guess it's satin again. But guess what? I just discovered a flaw, and as you can see here, it wasn't very well sewn, and you can clearly see that the 2 fabric pieces are loose. And I'm kinda scared, I don't want it to fray, so I have to fix it myself right now. It should end up looking unnoticeable like on this other side, and I was wondering if it was possible to remove the cloak, and then I realized that one side has a snap bottom, so you would need to open it. I won't be doing it though. However, on the other side, the snap bottom is missing, so you won't be able to remove it completely at all. They are sewn together, so I don't mind it. They ensure she doesn't get it missing in the woods, and I still believe this is the limited Snow White doll that most closely resembles the character. She looks younger than the others and super sweet. If you're a collector of this doll line, you probably know that Disney loves adding extra details that you don't always see in the movies. And oh my god, I still need to show you that her hands have some transparent plastic ties, which is good since dark fabrics can stain the plastic of the dolls. But now that she's 2 bucks, I guess I'll cut them and just be careful to position her without letting her hands touch that material. It's probably the same case with the velvet fabric that's on the bodies. And as for the joints, this doll can move her arms, elbows, wrists, and legs. We already saw that she has the same 16-inch singing doll legs, so in my opinion, she's a very beautiful doll. Let me know what you think about her in the comments. I guess I'll need to make a comparison video between her and the original Snow White. Would you like to see it? If so, I definitely recommend subscribing to my channel. And that's all for today. I hope you liked my video. If you did, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and share it with your friends. See you next time. Bye!